I'm Jasmine Linda-Verde.
I'm Rebecca.
And I'm Lillian Reese.
And thank you for tuning into our podcast this morning. Today, we are interviewing one of our favorite teachers, Mr. Barnes.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for joining us today. We're going to ask him a few questions. And our first question is, how was your childhood like growing up, and what made you want to become a teacher?
My childhood, compared to a lot of people, was pretty charmed. I had great parents, still have great parents that I'm involved with, go see all the time and stuff like that. I was very blessed to have two parents that supported whatever I wanted to do in life, whether it be sports, clubs, anything in school, just anything I was all about. They were willing to support me, whether it be financially, whether it be just being there for me. Any conditions that I needed were great, and that kind of goes into why I became a teacher as well, because my mom was a third grade teacher for 30 years. She just retired last year. But also teachers that I've had around here, people like Mr. Morrow that's still here, I know y'all know, but people like that kind of went further than just teaching y'all history or math or English or whatever the case may be, but actually enjoyed hanging out with y'all, wanted to see you whenever you graduated and walked across the stage, not just get the piece of paper, but also know that maybe I had something to do with you becoming a better human or something like that, and just trying to become somebody that if any of y'all are in trouble or if any of y'all have a problem, whether it be in class or whether it be out of the classroom, that you feel comfortable coming and talk to me about it and just kind of be there for y'all. But that's kind of the goal that I've had as a teacher, and hopefully been okay at it.
That's amazing. Thank you. So even though you haven't been one of my teachers here at GHS, you have become a great role model for me. Who would you say is one of your biggest inspirations, and why?
I'd say, I mentioned him earlier, but Mr. Morrow, I think, teaches math, doesn't even teach history. But he's somebody that whether you see him in the classroom, in the hallway, or out on the street on a weekend or somebody, he's the exact same guy all the time. He's always very welcoming, a very, very positive person, always a smile on his face no matter what's going on. So I think I've strived to kind of have that positivity about me that he does. And he's a really great man and somebody that I look up to for sure.
If you could visit any countries, what country would it be?
I think, so a couple of my favorite things to do, I love to go hiking, I love to fish. I really think I'd like to go to Iceland. I really think Iceland would be great. Anywhere in Europe, really. I've never been out of the country, so anywhere in Europe, but I think Iceland would be somewhere I'd like to visit.
What is something that you think you like and dislike?
Something that I like and dislike. So I'm thinking of it in like a pet peeve kind of way. Something I dislike, I'll start with that. Chewing with your mouth open, smacking, anything like that. I hate that. Something that I like, and I'll kind of relate it to school since that's where we are. Just having general conversations, obviously when we're not doing important things in class, but being around people that are open and like to talk about music, like to talk about movies, sports, anything like that, and just kind of hanging out with y'all and getting y'all's takes on stuff. Because a lot of people out in public talk about how all y'all do is you're on your phones, all y'all do is watch Netflix, and it's kind of a lost generation. But being around some of y'all is kind of proves that wrong, and I like being around y'all and having constructive conversations.
What are your strengths and weaknesses?
I would say strengths. I'd say with me being kind of a younger teacher right now, at least, I guess that would make it a temporary strength. But a strength would be relatability. Me to be able to kind of know what y'all are going through in high school and kind of the modern day, and being able to hopefully help you in some kind of way doing that. A weakness, I think sometimes kind of in that same vein, and kind of have an awkward streak, maybe kind of trying to always say the right thing in certain situations, and some of that can sometimes get in my way, but maybe an awkward streak there, but trying to attempt to give y'all the best advice and attempt to have the best conversations I can with y'all.
What is your favorite music artist?
Right now, I've been getting back into Keith Whitley a lot. I love Keith Whitley. I like Tyler Childers a lot, Colter Wall. Overall, it'll always be the Eagles, though. Eagles are my favorite band ever. So that's never really changed over the last probably 15 years since I was 8 years old or so.
What would you say is your favorite song by them?
My favorite song by the Eagles, Pretty Maids All in a Row is a good song. And then Hotel California, obviously. It's a good one.
If you could have any superpower, what would it be and why?
I don't know, maybe invisibility, maybe super strength, something like that. Definitely not flying. I'm scared of heights, so not flying. But probably super strength or invisibility, probably one of those two.
What are you planning to do after you retire?
Well, that's good Lord, that's ages away. After I retire, probably I'd like to travel. I'd like to, like I said earlier, go to Europe, go to these places that I've never really had the opportunity to go to yet. But with me being scared of heights, I got to find some other way to get there besides flying. So, but yeah, I'd like to go to Europe, go to some of the historical places that I read about and talk about all the time and not just have to look up where they are.
What is your favorite George Strait song?
Probably You Look So Good in Love or The Chair, one of the two.
No, I don't know the name of this band, but they're good. Oh, they would you like to dance?
All right, got it.
Yeah, cut.
Yeah.
That was a massive disservice to George Strait.
Thank you all for joining in on our podcast, and thank you, Mr. Barnes, for being on here. And stay tuned for our next podcast coming up soon.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye.